would call it swag, some call it cockiness, some would call it being a diva. But when you're good, it's not bragging. An elite wide receivers and the confidence they exude often permeates an entire team, and we're going to see a couple of examples of that in this one. He'll start the return inside his 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. So Auburn's offense will take the field first. This wide receiver matchup is one that we've been waiting to see. You have two guys on either side, Jesse, who are really going to make the secondaries nervous.
Oh, they should, because these guys can take the top off a defense. You've got two very dynamic individuals playing on each offense, and if I'm playing quarterback in this game for either team, I am going to take my shots and give my guy an opportunity, because both of these guys, David, have proven they can make circus-level catches.
I mean, when they're not open, they're open. I mean, they can make the dynamic catches, the contested catches. They have the speed. They are two of the best playmakers in all of the country. So whenever an offense has the football today, you're going to like the show.
From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. He showed off the stiff arm, but apparently he needed a couple more. A lot of defenders around to stop him. The Tigers with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. Looking downfield, it's Bean. Quarterback down, breaking the field. Nowhere to go with the ball, and down he goes at the 39. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. And he feels the heat coming, and it burns him up. Another sack. Auburn's going to have to send out the punt team. First time we've seen their punt team tonight. He looks it in and makes the fair catch, and they'll have it at the 32. So the Virginia Tech Hokies offense will have its first possession of the game. And are we ever lucky to see these two great quarterbacks in action here today? And Jesse, it won't be long before we'll see them squaring off on Sundays.
Yeah, these guys can both stress a defense for similar reasons, and we've seen it all year long, right? Both guys have tremendous arm talent, and both guys can hurt you running the football as well. So these defenses are really going to have to be careful with how they try and defend these two quarterbacks. David, this one could come down to which guy has the ball last.
Yeah, which is really, really cool. A big showdown. They know what's on the line. Man, these are two huge names. You know, brand versus brand. Big-time baller versus big-time baller. Trying to come out on top. Yeah, defenses, I feel bad for them. That's not what this is about. This is about the QBs.
On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. And the defense, got him in the 27. The Hokies will punt it away on 4th down. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. First boot of the day is on its way. He was called on 3 times in that loss last week. The coverage team was down there to corral him. They made the stop, and they'll mark it at the 39. Now here comes that Auburn offense onto the field again. They hope to be able to cash in on this drive, David, after having to punt it last time.
Yeah, and I think this offense needs to start it with the first play. You need to be successful and productive on that first play, and it gets you in less predictable situations.
No doubt, too. Don't you just feel like there's a little bit more sense of urgency on this drive? It just feels like they've got to be able to put some points up on the board here.
Looks as if Auburn will have enough for the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Using his legs, it's Ingram. Just what they were looking for, and he's got him set up in business at the 35 with a first down. The Tigers come to the line with a new set of downs. Looking for a man, it's Bean. Makes the catch. Run out of bounds at about the 13-yard line, and that's where this offense will go back to work. From the 14-yard line, it's 1st and 10. From the gun, running back gets to give. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple. And the Tigers now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. Wants to go up top. Complete. Good throw and catch. Takes it down to the 5 as the offense tries to cash in. Boy, they'd love to pick up this conversion and go to work with a 1st and goal. They'll try to drive ahead on 3rd and short. And I don't think he got there. No, they stop him short. He does not pick up the first down. On 4th down, they're taking to the air. Touchdown, Tigers! Quick strike through the air for the score.
And it's so underrated. The relationship between a QB and a wide receiver, the timing, the ability to know where he's going to be and be accurate with the football, that's what leads to nice touchdowns, Jesse.
Well, and the chemistry between these two guys has to be great when you're throwing into the end zone because coverage is going to be tight. The throw might not be perfect, but this is something these two guys have been repping in practice over and over and over, and it's paying dividends now in game.
They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. A quick pass to the left. And a good job of coverage by that defense. Just a short pickup. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on 2nd down. Out of the gun. The running back has it. He'll be forced out of bounds after the nice gain on the run.
And those plays from a defensive perspective, man, they're just super annoying because now I'm in the worst spot ever. 3rd and manageable. Like, I don't know if you're passing, don't know if you're running. So nice job by this offense keeping this defense off balance and creating a 3rd down opportunity that's in their favor.
This senior showed some serious arm strength firing that one in for the first down. That's the end of the quarter, and Auburn has the lead. And we've come to the end of one, and let's take a quick moment to catch up on the stats. They've got a first down here to open the period. They'll run it from the gun. And they'll stop him after a minimal pickup.
That's a really good job by the defense, wrapping them up, getting them on the ground, take away that run game, make them one-dimensional, put them in passing situations. Really good job by the defense.
Back to pass on 2nd down. And the quarterback will be slung down back at the 43. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. Finds the tight end.
You know, I got to tell you, as an offense, moving forward in this game, 3rd and long, you're going to have to push the ball downfield a little bit more. You got to throw to the sticks and give yourself a chance to convert these 3rd downs.
Catches it at the 15. They'll get him down at the 21-yard line. The coverage team able to stop him right there. And Auburn is ready to go back to work on offense. Took the last drive in for a touchdown. They'll try to do it again on this one. Solid run. Picks up 6 and gets it to the 28. The Tigers can play this 2nd down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. Back to throw. It's Bean. Intercepted, and now he's up to 14. Got room on the return. Touchdown, Virginia Tech. The defense takes matters into its own hands.
And they come up with a huge pick 6, and that is one of the reasons this defense has been so dominant all season long. They don't give up big plays, but they take the football away. And once they do, they've got better athletes than you do. They're hard to bring down. They can flip the game on a dime.
He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. All right, guys, so here's the offense back on the field again. Rides the back and leaves it on the option. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it. 2nd down, they'll go to the air. Quickly out to the tight end. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first. On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. Makes the grab. That'll be good enough for a first down. They'll mark it at the 30. Auburn lines up quickly. We asked earlier this week, who's your favorite receiver? And, of course, he said the open one. But we know who he really wants to go to on 3rd down.
The best one. I mean, I think the open one, obviously the politically correct answer. But you want to find the guy that you got that great chemistry with. You know exactly where he's going to be. You got that bond and that trust.
What an abject disaster by this guy. Running around, never threw it away, and finally forced out of bounds. Big loss forced by the D. You make up the game plan and not a lot on the play sheet for this. 3rd and long from inside their own 20. Going downfield for the big play. Finds a spot down the gut of the knee. And he's to the 48-yard line. That'll be good enough for a first down. That penalty cost them a 3rd down conversion, and now they'll have to try it from a little farther away. Auburn ready to go back to work after getting another first down. From the gun, they'll give it on the inside. Oh, he's got some space. And he's able to find a little bit of running room before they get him down. The Tigers in a good spot here with 2nd and short. Caught in the backfield. It's Ingram. And they wrap him up, but not before he's got enough for the first down.
I like the running back there on the route, the patience he showed, really setting it up. Got to the defender, was able to put his foot in the ground, get some separation, catch it, and turn upfield for the first.
The pull and throw off the RPO. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few. So now it's 2nd and long. Wants to throw. It's Bean. Firing to the right, complete. And he's knocked down immediately, but not before he moves the chains.
When offenses get first downs like this and they move the sticks and they get some momentum, look at what they do. They put their foot on the gas, run this no huddle, get to the line of scrimmage, and try to capitalize.
The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half. And the Tigers with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. Wants to keep it in the air. Quarterback moving out of the pocket. They won't have time to run another play, and we will take it to the 2-minute timeout. He just tossed that one out of bounds. You avoid the sack, you avoid the turnover. You've got more plays here on 3rd down. They'll try to get it through the air. Pulls it in. He's there to make the stop, but not before he sets up this offense. 1st and goal from the 7. Timeout called by the defense is their first of the half as they'll go to the sideline and try to make adjustments. Now with a 1st and goal, let's see what Auburn's got cooking. They'll try to get it in with the run. He's brought down at the 6, but the defense feeling the heat to make a stop here. Defense was confused, and the head coach uses a timeout. Can the D deny them on 2nd and goal? The run up the middle, looking for the score. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Tigers!
And that is exactly what you want from your offense. Man, late in the half, you want to execute and then punch it in physically on the ground. Take the lead going into the half. Take all the momentum. Nice execution on the drive by that offense.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. They'll start this drive going to the air. Just a short pass to the tight end. Still on his feet at the 45. They've got it to the 49-yard line, and they'll move the chains. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Quick spin on the run. And he's able to bounce off one tackle for a solid pickup. The hurry up now, 2nd down, clock ticking. Looking to fire. Here's a heat. Got the back over the middle. He breaks a tackle. He is going nowhere. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Wants to throw on 3rd. Just gets rid of it to the running back underneath. Doesn't quite make it to the 1st down marker. He's a yard short. The defense uses their 2nd timeout of the half as they try to get their act together. And the Hokies will bring the punt team onto the field. He'll try to really get into this one. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Here we go. They'll try to get something on the board here in the final minute of the first half. Looking to pass. It's Bean. Lets it go. Finds a man on the left. They finally get him on the ground, but he's got an explosive play for the first down.
You know, it's a nice throw by the QB there. When you're throwing to running backs, you got to make it easy on them. So you want to put it right on their body, make the catch simple, and let them go to work like they did just there getting that first.
Wants to throw on first down. Setting up the screen. After the pickup of 9, it's 2nd and 1. The Tigers in the hurry-up. They'll go to the air on 2nd and short. The quick out. Gets it to the 37. Clock stops to move the chains.
This offense is clicking. Everything working together really well. Coordinator, quarterback, offensive line. Good rhythm, good flow. Defense is going to have to find something to kind of mess up this timing they got going on.
No gain on the play. 2nd down coming up.
Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. Back to throw, and they've got to be aware of the clock. The short hands, it's Parker. Out of bounds at the 24-yard line after the huge pickup. Here comes Auburn to the line on 1st and 10. And after that pitch and catch, he's already over 200 yards. And we're in the first half, Jesse.
Man,
He'll take a shot. Broken up, incomplete, and nearly intercepted in the end zone. It'll be 2nd down.
I know that one hit the ground, but you haven't seen that a lot. He completed over 70% of his throws in their last game. He's over 80% in this game. My old offensive coordinator, Sean Payton, used to say, bore me with completions. This guy will put you to sleep.
Short gain on the play before he slides. The offense burns his 3rd and final timeout of the half. Final seconds of the first half, and they'll try to put up 3. And this one is perfect. And that will extend their lead even further. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
Thanks, guys. A first half that saw a little bit of everything there on the Plains. And there's no more fitting place to begin than with this stud receiver and how he's dominated the first half. Some guys have the ability to elude and evade. This young man is a true 3-level threat. Short passes, the intermediate game, and then the deep ball. He is a problem, and I don't think this defense has the solution.
And Virginia Tech sends the offense onto the field. Maybe adjustments or attitude adjustments. They've got to find a way to run the ball at least some here in the second half.
I do think you said something that's important. I think running the football is an attitude. Like, it starts with the offensive lineman of being physical, having a nasty attitude. Running back, same thing. I think they need more of that in the second half.
You know, and I think if you're this defense, you have an opportunity to make a statement here. Yeah, I know you guys went in at halftime, you riled yourselves up, and you told yourself that you think you can run the ball on us. On this very first drive, we're going to prove to you, just like in the first 30 minutes, you cannot.
On 3rd down, he drops to throw. That's caught. It's Schroeder. Really good job to pick up a chunk of yardage and get it out to the 39-yard line. On 1st down, here comes this offense. Grab behind the line. It's Lemon. And they'll finally get him down after a terrific pickup. The Hokies racing to the line in the hurry-up.
And as soon as the receiver caught the ball, you saw the quarterback start communicating to his teammates what the next play was going to be, because they're now changing the tempo and going fast.
And a nice grab there. Big pickup down to the 35-yard line. Many times the Hokies have had a dynamic threat running the ball at quarterback, but you got to be efficient like this in the passing game.
No doubt, and you got to have some balance on offense. You got to be able to make those plays down the field in the passing game to make you honor it, get some guys out of the box so it's not just running quarterback all the time.
They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play.
And Yeah, that's kind of surprising. And we talked about this before the game. One of the big matchups. Run the football against a defense that's been susceptible against the run throughout the season. But this offense just can't find a way to get it going. And I'm surprised, but now what's your counterpunch? How are you going to get the ground game going? Because so far, not a lot of success.
Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a 4th down. And the Hokies will send out the punt unit. 4th time tonight we've seen this guy come on to punt. And just a spectacular punt. It'll go out of bounds inside the 5-yard line and really put this offense in a hole. The Tigers are backed up. They can feel the shadow of their own goalpost and trying to create some room. Makes it past the marker. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see which way that's going to go. A solid gain on that one, and it goes for naught as the penalty will back them up. From his end zone, he'll go up top. Quickly to the tight end. Makes the grab, but not quite enough for the 1st down, but a good gain on that play.
I'll tell you, I love the play call on 1st down here. You're just trying to find an easy completion, and the shortest throw on the field for the quarterback is finding your biggest target, and that's the tight end. Nice job.
They make the stop, and he'll have enough yardage for a 1st down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Dropping back, it's Bean. Looking left. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on 1st down. 2nd down coming.
And that's your goal. Separate man from ball. Try to get your shoulder in there on the catch point and really give him something to think about. Physically jar that football and knock it out. There
he goes. They'll get him on the ground at the 46, and it'll be a 1st down.
It's a nice play call there. You've got 2-possession lead. You're trying to keep the defense guessing, right? Because you've got that lead, they know you're going to run it, but you still have got to be able to sprinkle in some shot plays and some vertical throws. That was really, really good thinking on that last play call by the offense.
He turns this into a nice gain and gets down to avoid the hit. And the Tigers back to the line on 1st down. Let's see if they keep leaning on this running game. Used to play fake, now to throw. Fires left. Zips it out to his man. And another big game for this offense. They are putting explosive pass after explosive pass up in this one. The Tigers didn't start this drive with great field position, but they have moved methodically down the field. From the red zone, looking for a man. Quick strike complete. They'll get it down to the 8-yard line on that throw and catch, and the defense is backed up against the wall. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a 1st without scoring. Give to the running back. He works his way all the way down to the 3, and the defense is reeling. Auburn comes to the line with a 1st and goal.
You've got to think there's 11 guys on defense right now keying in on this running back. They've watched the tape. They've seen this guy gash defenses. He's scored a boatload of touchdowns this season. You're anticipating him getting the football here.
They give him the rock again on 2nd and goal. Just hammer it with this running back again, and he noses his way into the end zone. They want to finish the season strong, and man, are they doing that here in this Week 11 performance. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Right, guys, got a final score on one of the more intriguing games this week. Notre Dame escaped with the victory, and I say escaped. Look, in college football, teams will take any win, but I think the Irish fans there today could have done without this one being so close. All that speculation all week, and now we know. But something tells me, fellas, we haven't heard the last of either of these teams.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there, Kevin. That breaks into the open. Gets it to the 46-yard line. 1st down for this offense. The Hokies, after exploding for that huge run, back to work. To the air on 1st down. Looking to buy time. He's going to be able to pick up a few yards before the slide. And here comes the offense on second down. The give out of the gun. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
And it's been a surprise today for this offense. Like, coming into the game, we all talked about it. We thought they'd be able to run against this defense that's been run on a lot, and this offense just can't get the running game going. Be interested to see what they do to try to change it up, but somehow, some way, they need that physical ground game.
Grab near the sticks. It's Lemon. They'll move the chains. Good execution on third down. They've got it at the 41. And the Hokies are marching down the field. Looking downfield on first down. Fires to the tight end. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain. Backed up now. Here's second and long. Back to pass. Pulls it in. It's Schroeder. Still on his feet. They make the stop, but there is a flag on the field. We'll see what that's all about. They had the first down before that penalty backed them up, and now they'll snap it on second down. They'll line up for a second down play. Wants to go up top. Hauls it in. He's close to the first down, but they're going to mark him just a little short.
Now, I think this receiver's forte is his route running. He's a guy that can line up all over the field, but it's not just catching post routes and goes. This guy can run shallow.
Turning it on. Runs through a tackle. He's got enough for the first down. They'll spot him at the 24-yard line. The Hokies come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Motion from the wideout. Off the play fake on first down to throw. Got him and nobody's close. And he'll haul it in and take it to the end zone. Touchdown, Hokies.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge. And also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. And listen, a lot of times, touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. A lot of field in front of them as they open this possession from their own 20. They'll move the wide receiver. Going to the ground. On the move at the 30. And he'll move his way forward to the first down. They'll mark it at the 35. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Looking to throw, it's Bean. Grabbed behind the line, it's Ingram. And they're able to force him out of bounds after a short pickup. They're dealing with a second and long. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. He'll do it himself. Got the first down and more. And he's brought down after a nice game.
And that is why this guy is a true dual-threat quarterback. You've seen him all game, hurting them with his arm, already over 200 yards passing. And how about his running ability now? And flashing that on the option play. There's a variety of ways he can take the game over, and the defense is figuring that out fast.
And talk about spreading the ball around. Everyone getting a chance to show off the hands based on the number of targets we've seen. Not only is the scoreboard on their side, but so too is time as we open the fourth. It'll be second down as we open the final stanza. Gonna run it. It's Ingram.
And when you're down later in the football game, you got to start taking some chances. And that was a beautiful run blitz. Great job playing the probability, understanding it might be a run to run some clock. And they guess right, and they make a big play for this defense.
It's complete. How about the zip this junior put on that ball to pick up the first down? Pass completion moves the sticks in. Let's see if they try it again. One running back in the backfield, and he has it. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. Hit a little speed bump on this drive. It's 2nd and 12. They'll give it to the back. Trying to pound their way forward. He picks up a couple to the 31.
And here's the mindset if you're on offense. Fourth quarter, you've got a huge lead. Obviously, you're going to run the football, but just be aware of the clock. You don't want to snap it too quickly. You're probably just doing safe runs inside the tackles like you saw right there. You just got to execute. You got to be aware, but you've got this game in hand so long as you don't turn it over.
From the 17-yard line, it's 1st and 10. They'll go back to the ground. He's wrestled to the ground right at the 15-yard line, and a big red zone opportunity here. Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on 2nd down. They'll run the ball. The clock is on their side. He'll get that one all the way down to the 4-yard line before he stopped. And if they can find the end zone here, that might be all she wrote. 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. And he gets it back to the 4-yard line and no farther. Timeout called by the defense. It's their first of the half as they'll make some adjustments. Takes the handoff. It's Ingram. He pushes it forward all the way to the 2-yard line. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. They'll turn to the Wildcat to keep this drive alive.
29 Philly. 29 Philly.
Snap to the back. And he's loose, and he'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Tigers. That score will give them a little more room to operate here in the 4th quarter as they go for their 6th straight win. And that extra point is a big one as they now have a 3-possession, 17-point lead in the 4th. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. And we're about to get another look at this Hokie offense. Looking to throw on 1st down. Finds us back in the middle. That one could really put this drive into high gear as they have a 1st down at the 37.
Here's the deal. You're down 3 possessions. You know, it doesn't feel likely they're going to come back and win, but we've seen crazier stuff.
He wants to go deep. And he bats it away. It falls incomplete.
The defense is in great position right now because they've got a huge lead here in the 4th quarter. They know the offense has to take shots to try to get themselves back in the game. So they're calling their coverages accordingly, and there was nowhere to go with that football. Really nice job by the defense being in position to force the incompletion.
And it's going to be hard for this offense, man. They've struggled to pass the football down the field, to make these explosive plays, and now, huge deficit. Got to make them. Got to find a way to push the ball down the field to create some explosive plays if you want a chance to get back in this football game.
And it goes through his hands. Oh, he had an explosive play right there for the taking, but couldn't reel it in. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. And it's batted away, and the 4th down play doesn't convert. They'll give up the football. Great place to start for this offense. Running back searching for a hole. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Got stuffed on 1st down. It's 2nd and 10. We've reached a 2-minute timeout. In all likelihood, they could just run the clock out. We'll see if they want to rub a little salt in the wound. Wide receiver going in motion. Looking for room. It's Ingram. He's stopped for no gain again. Back-to-back runs, and they have nothing to show for it except facing a 3rd and long. Trying to pick up a 1st down. Power football with the run. Got the 1st down and more. He's racked up 92 yards on the ground as he gets closer and closer to that magical 1,000-yard mark for the season. Winning those individual 6-second battles every play, time after time after time after time, and that leads to a victory.